So this is what all the fuss is about. This. Do we look alike? I don't see the resemblance. Anyways, like last time. Honestly, every time. Just expect something like this, I guess, in the beginning of every episode. You may hear the name Nameless Domain a few times. That is where we were originally meant to release. And now we're here. On TheMandii's channel. So, sit around. Pick up a drink. I don't know where I'm going with this. Just enjoy the show. I'm not in it yet. So, can't be that much fun. Good time zone, everybody, and welcome to Curse of Sapphics. My name is Aki, or Akino if you're feeling fancy. My pronouns are she, her, and you can find me on several projects all over the internet at some variation of Akinomiiart. I will be your lovely GM as we embark on a treacherous adventure, once again called Curse of Sapphics. This actual play is a retelling of Curse of Strahd, an adventure book for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We, however, will be doing things a little differently. Curse of Sapphics is a multi-dimensional system swap to Pathfinder-2E Remastered. This AP will follow 4 queer adventurers of color setting upon an unforgiving land plagued with victories and so many losses. Barovia's mistress is powerful, but so are they. I hope, fingers crossed. If this story is not your cup of tea, then kindly go fuck yourself. The only accuracy I care about is the health and safety of my players, and the cultural aspects I included with the help of my sensitivity consultants. Joining me today, we have our lovely cast, so please tell us a bit about yourselves, your characters, what ancestry and classes they are, and how will they survive the night? Let's do alphabetical. So technically, it's Joe first.
Hi, everybody. My name is Joe. I use they, she, he pronouns, so anything that aligns with you, I suppose. You can find me under Sugi Joe on the interwebs. I will be playing Christopher for you guys, who is a puppet. I think that got revealed. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but he's a puppet, and I'm very excited for him to meet the party this session. And yeah, I'm pretty sure there was something else I should have mentioned, but I forgot.
How will they survive the night?
But, no. just locking in my prediction for this week. No, but I hope that Aki has mercy on my puppet's soul, because he doesn't really have one. Okay, cool. Anyways, that's me.
Josephine.
Hello, everyone. I am Josephine. I am a producer and administrator over here at Nameless Domain. I play Maria, the Beastkin Flesh Warp cleric. She will survive the night with a maternal kindness and gentleness that is so anachronistic to these lands.
Mandy.
Hey everybody, I'm Mandy, or TheMandii, as you know me all over the internet. I'm on a lot of podcasts and also stream on my channel with Aki on Wednesdays for our D&D homebrew campaign Mistlost, and I am playing Halloween, or Allie. She is a Kitsune polymath bard, and she will survive the night with her cheerful disposition to spite the gloom of Ravenloft.
And last but not least, Mimi.
Hello, I am Mimi, also known as Michelle Jones, and I'm going to be playing Aisha Akinomiiart, a Tiefling Shisk fighter, or Nephilim if you're doing the remaster thing. Aisha's going to survive every night. She's made to be a final girl.
I love the confidence. Now,
Sorry. It's so much more sinister when it comes from you. You know, like if it came from anybody else, it would be fine. But because it came from you, I'm just like, God damn.
Aki laughs in GM.
it's fun.
Oh, I forgot to say my pronouns. They, she, or whatever floats your boat.
Pronouns. What do you
Gender
have?
is a
blue
construct.
hair? No, I'm joking.
Hold on, let me go dye my hair real quick.
Conservative Aki.
That's right. Cancel me. Before we officially start, some words about safety. Curse of Sapphics is a grim, dark, gothic horror fantasy adventure. My players and I have done many session zeros in preparation for this campaign, so some content warnings include body horror, general blood, gore, and violence, manipulation, gaslighting, perhaps gatekeeping and girl bossing, magical and occult practices, religion, unethical medical procedures, and practices on animals and humans of the like, NPC and potentially PC death, kidnapping, smuggling, extortion, animal imagery, many children
A child.
endangerments. A child.
A child.
Elitism, classism, societal hierarchy, and like a hint of feminine rage. All of that and more.
Only
at
a hint?
9. I don't even know what time this is going up. with all of that, I think we're ready to start. Does anybody want an extra hero point to recap what happened last week or session? Yeah, no, week.
I can go. So it was all about me.
Yeah.
And it was all about Christopher, and then I left. Okay, do I give my hero point now? I'd be like, no, this is a joke. I actually have no idea. Somebody who actually stayed the entire session should do this.
I have notes. First, we introduced my character, Ellie. She's traveling with the Vistani and decided to go headlong into the mist. La-dee-da, everything's great. And has been with the Vistani for some months now, so has been in Barovia for a bit. Then we introduced Maria, who seemed to come to some level of sentience in the midst of a dungeon given to her by her deity, also known as the Voice That Bites, aka Beast Mommy. That's what my notes say. I don't know. And then we introduced Christopher, who is quite the adventurer, famous in Baldur's Gate. Maybe a little bit of a womanizer, maybe just a smidgen, just a little bit. And then gets jumped by his companions and unalived? ? And then wakes up in Barovia in the body of a wooden poppet and makes friends with the pipe fox and rides off into the night. And then we go way off to Usalov, which is another fucking plane entirely, to meet Aisha, who battles against some manner of beast, finds a metal pendant that becomes colorful upon being perceived, at least according to my notes it does, a silvery pendant. Attacked by zombie dog, sky opens up, and so does the ground, and you fell into Barovia with no idea where you are, no connections or anything like that. The people are baffled by Aisha, never having seen a Shisk before, and eventually Aisha is sent off into the woods to find a terrifying minotaur who turns out to be Maria, and then Ellie happens upon their camp, and the three of them meet. We have yet to meet Christopher at this point in time, but we rest and have some food at the end of the session.
Good. You get a hero point. Joe,
I don't?
You don't, but I admire your commitment.
You know,
Well,
it does seem a little unfair to call Christopher a womanizer. It seems like Christopher is an equal opportunityizer.
That's fair. That's completely fair. Equal opportunityizer.
all I know is that you were real interested and you succeeded.
We love
That's
a
all I'm
horny
gonna say.
adventurer. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I'm sure his wood will come to show now.
Jesus. They're not even here.
Is that a puppet, or are you happy to see me?
It's just his entire being.
All
Everything's fine. It's
all right,
fine.
all right. We gotta move in now. Ironically, to Christopher, we see as the camera kind of opens, the scene opens to Christopher on Tiny. You two are traveling alone, surrounded by the mists. It differs between super thick, can't see shit, just going based off of instinct, to how you can make out the trees. You can kind of see the path ahead. You're not straying from like a path, are you? Or are you how do I say? Are you choosing to go off on your own, like with Tiny in tow, or are you trying to find an actual proper road? None of these roads are paved, by the way. Like they go through a forest. It's a dirt road, but it's a path that has been, you would assume, traveled on frequently.
I think based on his background and everything, I think he will try to like find a path and follow it, so he can hopefully get to one part of civilization at some point, or figure out where he is. Go from there.
You're gonna do your absolute best, is what I will tell you, as you're getting tired, which is a weird feeling since you don't really have sensations on the rest of your body. You don't really have a physical touch anymore. You can't tell when it's hot or cold, which might be a plus because, like, oh god, at least you don't gotta worry about it being cold, right? And you not having enough things to keep you warm. However, you also need to keep yourself in check when you are riding Tiny, because you can't tell when you're slipping until it starts tilting visually for you. You also can't tell when when nature comes to claim you, as in if there are bugs, which you do find some. You were on the floor, and you do pull them out. You throw them off, shake them off, but it's just gross. It's unpleasant not knowing when something is touching you, and then you feel tired. Why, out of all the sensations that you no longer have, or you think you no longer have, do you still have tired and wired? This is like ADHD, but with no help at all, and maybe you don't even know how to spell it. Funny, right? It's an acronym. It's wild. It's a wild vibe. I'm trying to find another way to explain this to you. It's like knowing what a pineapple looks like, but not what it tastes like. It's like knowing that these shoes will not fit you, but you really want to wear them. Like these are really wild vibes of wanting something and not having it, or having something and not wanting it. Yeah. When you can understand a language, but you can't speak it back or read it.
Got it.
There you go. That's a way better. That is way. I said ADHD, but you can't spell it, and it's a fucking acronym. Oh, leave that in. I deserve to feel foolish. Either way, wild time. At some point, the mist gets really thick again. It's back to being disoriented, which, how do you feel about this endless hours of nothing, being stuck in the body you're in now?
I will speak for Christopher on his behalf, and I will say that he is so incredibly pissed right now that I think the only way he can cope with it is just by like spacing out in like 5 to 10 minute increments. Like he's not really there. He's just like, I'm so angry at this, and he doesn't want to let it out on Tiny. Tiny is beautiful and shy and is truly doing their best, so he can't let it out on Tiny. But his wooden fists do be clenching every now and then.
And you haven't traveled alone like this in a while. You're not alone. You have Tiny, but you just met Tiny, so it's the vibes aren't there just yet. You're aware about things like gotta build trust and all that shit, but I don't think you really want to right now. You haven't traveled alone in a long time. So can you make a will save?
I also don't think that there's a lot of trust given what happened in last session, which for
This
the
is
people
true. This is
listening and
true.
watching, watch
A
the
lot of
first
shit
session,
happened.
please.
Yeah.
I actually should roll again. I don't.
It's okay if you don't.
It's a nat 1.
Okay, well it's
not.
it's fine. Things are fine.
I mean, if you really want to roll again, you got a hero point.
But you just
No,
got
not for this. I am so well. If Aki would have given me a hero point for my amazing introduction into the session, I would use it. But Aki's just out to get me. Aki doesn't like Christopher. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't like Christopher. Fuck you. In fact, with that nat 1. No, I'm joking.
Actually, you die immediately. Bye-bye, Joe.
No. As the fog creeps in, you find yourself growing very impatient. Whether or not you choose to, you said you didn't want to take it out on Tiny. You're not going to take it out on Tiny unless you want to. That much I give you, because it's not fair to Tiny, who is also kind of feeling what you're feeling. I think you will understand that when you are in distress, Tiny is in an equal amount of distress. When you are angry, Tiny is feeling something. I don't know if Tiny's capable of anger just yet, but Tiny is feeling a discomfort in some way. And so now you are full on probably disassociating. And so is Tiny, who is your legs right now.
I just want to say, giving the familiar who can feel emotions to the most emotionally unregulated person probably in this party was a choice.
It's a choice, and I'm so glad I'm sticking with it because it's also Tiny. Like, how are they gonna get upset? They don't have fists to clench. They can't even make the Arthur meme, you know?
It's their little tail in the back. It just clenches.
Like
it rolls up.
It rolls up, or maybe it like shakes, like rattlesnakes. They shake their tails when they're stressed. So like that. Maybe it does that. Maybe Tiny got a rattlesnake tail. Who knows? Maracas.
Who knows? Maracas.
That's what it would look like. So Tiny, not Tiny. Well, yes, Tiny, and you. You're not sure how long this disassociation happens. You're not aware of what's around you, so you definitely don't know you're being stalked right now. But what you do know is there's a light. It looks
at the end
really
of the tunnel.
It does. It does feel like a tunnel. With all this fucking fog, with the way you're thinking, with the way you're feeling, with the way you're making Tiny think and feel. I shouldn't say that. You guys are into because you share a connection on a very special level. So that's why your emotions are being heavily affected by one another. But that one's that one. And there is a light. The light looks yellow. I don't know if you would consider that a good thing or not. Do you want to follow the light?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Christopher at this point would follow the light like a moth to the flame.
You're gonna follow that light because it's the only thing you've seen besides your tiny wooden puppet body and tiny in a while. Then we're gonna move to the rest of the party now. You are all still in your camp, still in Maria's camp that you have been invited to stay. You all made tea, which is very sweet actually. And you do know that as long as this campfire stays lit, nothing dangerous can come for you. The wolves, in particular, that Aisha knew about, and kind of Ellie also could infer about. As long as this light is up, you're safe for now. And then you all very easily see what appears to be a little wooden puppet boy on a fox with no legs. It's a long, big one too. This fox has no legs. It is carrying things like it is carrying things. It has no legs. And it is a beautiful auburn color with like emerald green eyes. And the little wooden puppet boy looks like a puppet that would be used in a very grand puppet show. Actually, I will definitely say that the puppet looks of a pretty decent quality. Like
Does it
it
look-
is.
I'm sorry. I was
No,
going
no,
to say,
go
does
ahead.
it look familiar to me?
You could make. This would be what we call a recall knowledge check. In this case, it would be probably society. Just roll
Okay.
society.
Okay. It's not a roll. I just dropped my dice. There we go. 13 plus 5, 18.
You've definitely seen traveling puppet shows. Some of them are Vistani, some of them are not. They're just people who are trying to get by here. You might have even watched a couple. The last puppet show that you saw, the traveling kind. So maybe you watched the show. Maybe you just saw the like caravan kind of setup. You know, it wasn't. None of them were traveling with you. That's another thing I should point out. The last one
Okay.
you saw was in the village of Barovia.
But not this specific puppet.
Not this specific puppet.
Okay.
But you've definitely know where it could belong to. You know of it. You've seen traveling puppet shows. You know, like those parts are not new to you. You just can't identify this puppet 100%.
Is Cardamom reacting to the presence of this weirdness happening right now?
Cardamom's the first one to have taken notice, and Cardamom seems incredibly interested in them as a whole. But Cardamom has not left your person.
Okay.
Since you got here. Sometimes, Cardamom will do the bird thing and fly up on a tree and chill there, but like still within very easy reachable distance to you. Sometimes Cardamom acts like a puppy and wants attention and will peck at you for attention, and then it doesn't receive the attention, immediately turns into a cat and starts stealing your shit, putting them in places. So right now, Cardamom being so hyper focused and so quiet,
It's weird.
I would say it's very weird, and you can feel how you want to feel about all the quiet.
Ladies, are you seeing this? Am I dreaming right now?
Aisha looks at the weird fox creature and looks at Ellie and looks at the puppet and looks at Ellie and goes, Okay, so that's not yours.
No. It is cute though. Never seen a fox with no legs before.
You're muted.
Am I still am I flying in or have I landed? Like, am I?
You are approaching, and I think as you know, you're very focused on the light. Now that you're
Mhm.
kind of in the view, and you can start picking up back your senses. You can start hearing some chatter, and you do see these three individuals, and you're no longer disassociating. It's sort of like you just woke up, so you're just slowly understanding what's happening here, the scenery, the
Got it.
people. So you may speak freely. Tiny also seems to understand what's happening, and will keep quiet because this is new.
Tiny. You need to land. You need to go down. I can't. You need to. There are people there, and people mean civilization and food. And oh my god, I don't know if I can eat. Oh my god, can I drink? And Christopher, for a moment, like spaces out, reminiscing on ale. He's like, never mind. You need to land so I can speak to these two people. To these people. Please.
Is the puppet moving?
Puppet is moving. The puppet is moving freely. To quote things, got no strings to hold them down.
There's probably also a lot of this going on.
Hello? Are you speaking to yourself?
You still look grotesque, yes?
Yes, very much.
Okay. Christopher will look and just be like, and almost fall off, but like try to like grab Tiny again.
You see Tiny move their whole body to keep you from sliding. And moving their whole body includes moving their whole head because their head is attached to the neck and they're all neck. And
Oh my god.
and you might that's how Tiny's been keeping you upright, by the way, this whole time while you're having your moments. Like a
Nice.
big S. You may keep speaking.
Maybe don't land next to that one. Land away from that one, but also still land, but like away from. Just.
We can hear both sides of the conversation, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, buddy. That's rude.
Don't
I'm
insult
sorry.
people right when you join a camp. That's not nice.
This is a camp. And Christopher looks around a little bit. And he's like, right. This is a camp. Gotcha. Hi. It is so cool to meet such. And he like side eyes Mia. Beautiful people. I just wanted to know, super, casual and not pressing at all. Where are we? And that's it. That is my only one question.
I know where we are.
We're on the way to
All three of
Vallaki.
you.
Yeah, we're outside of Vallaki, which is a town in Barovia, I guess.
I recognize at least 2 words of what you just said. That is amazing. That is so great. Are you taking? Can I come with? And he looks at Tiny. Could we follow you guys out of this mist? And I promise I won't be an issue. I just need to figure some stuff out.
With-
and he does.
With
This
truly
luckily.
no like hang up at all, like no consideration. Yes, of course.
Wait, who are you? You just came out of the fog out of nowhere.
Right. You're correct. And he tries to, not realizing that he's still on a moving fox. He like tries to like bow like he used to when he introduced himself as a hero. I don't know if that would make him actually fall off.
Oh, you can make an athletics check.
Yes.
You're
Oh,
not
no.
used to the weight of you yet.
Okay, well that is a 2 because I rolled a 4 and I'm negative 2
You
in
gotta-
athletics.
You're gonna roll and tumble off of Tiny. Tiny
Sweet.
cannot catch you fast enough. In fact, Tiny might because so Tiny was getting ready to stop. It like she can move, but it'll take them a bit, to get all the way because you guys are both still like small compared to
Mhm.
everybody else. So right as she was about to stop, you fall, so she almost slithers away from you before making an aggressive U-turn back. All your stuff is still safely on her. You didn't take it with you, thankfully. But she's mildly concerned for your well-being. Obviously, you take no damage falling or anything. You definitely do tumble. Your head
Right.
is heavier, but also lighter than it used to. It's weird. Why do you feel weight?
So he tumbles and then gets himself up again, and he's just like, okay, hi, I am Christopher Inkwolf. And upon receiving probably no recognition, he's like,
Tiny makes
I
a little
am-
bit of magic happen in the background. You have 2 sad fireworks go off.
Oh no.
They're small.
Is it fairly clear that this is a person who is not used to the body that they're inhabiting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Like so I to express further of how lanky danky you are. Your knees always bend too much. It's like you're
Yes.
walking in mud or snow. They just bend too much. If they could pop, they'd be popping every step. Your head does this and then goes back to normal because like it does a half circle and comes back. Your shoulders are like this, slanted sometimes because you're trying to focus on keeping your head up, but then you think if I shift all my weight here, maybe it'll do something, but you're not doing that. And also, you know what? The one thing that's great about you is your posture is perfect, and that's simply because the little thing that allows you to bend like this is around your
Mhm.
butt waist. No, it's around your hips area. So you actually can bend in an L. If you were to bow, you bow like this. Like that's what you can do. So your posture is great, like all the time. And thankfully,
Yes.
no stiffness. You don't feel stiff anymore. Maybe because you're all stiff now, or maybe because you've chosen to focus on other things like weight. You still understand and feel weight. It's wild.
I sure am stiff all the time, aren't I?
This is horrible. We're gonna.
Yeah, so as Christopher is like doing this, what I assume is supposed to be very impressive pose, Aisha just sort of like half turns away from him and looks at Maria and was like, so like this whole thing is like the blessing of your goddess, right? Do you think she sent us kindling to get us through the night?
Oh no. I don't.
Ellie's ears just turn in your direction and her head follows like, what did you just say?
It was a joke.
I
It
don't
was a
think
joke.
so. I don't believe so.
Talking kindling sounds
Christopher will look up. Christopher will look up at all of you since he's tiny. He's like 2-ish feet. I think he's a little bit smaller. I think we actually agreed on him being tiny, but he will look up. and he's like,
Tiny is tiny, but like big enough that you can ride on Tiny. So Tiny is in theory longer than you and can probably like stand up and be longer than you, but like it's like everything else, Tiny's tiny. Tiny's voice is tiny.
Okay.
Tiny got tiny lungs. It's stuff like that.
Tiny lungs. Christopher will look up at all and just be like, "Hey, now, don't be insulting. Look at her and look how cute she looks. Apologize." And he'll just like point to Tiny and just be like, "Make a sad face. Make a sad face."
Tiny's face is always sad.
Aw.
Her ears have been down this whole time. Well, they were up and then they were down. They kind of just flipped like this because paying attention, scared of the world, but paying attention, but like, oh my god, we're so scared, y'all. So Tiny looks always sad. Tiny. You think your situation sucks?
Oh,
Imagine
no.
being Tiny. Tiny spawned for the first time while you were like that.
Lee is going to very unceremoniously sit down in front of Christopher and Tiny to be like a little bit more on his level. Just bloop, just sits down. And large masked bird sitting on her shoulder. We're both just kind of like leaning like, well, it's very nice to meet you, Christopher. I'm Ellie. And this is Cardamom.
Don't eat Tiny. And
no,
he will like slowly like look
he
at
doesn't.
Cardamom.
He doesn't eat.
You know what? There is so much going on right now that I will just accept that a bird doesn't eat, like I mean I'm wood.
He mask over the beak and the he doesn't. He's not a regular bird.
Oh, I thought that was a fancy fashion choice.
Regular bird. Sweet. She pats his little head.
He's
friendly, I promise.
When you pat Cardamom seems to warm up again. Gray likes the pats.
I give him little scorches under his beak.
Oh shit. Okay, well like the Cardamom was like looking right at you, and Tiny following you everywhere you moved. When you fell, its head bobbed to watch you fall. But the scratches lost well, I wouldn't say lost all interest. It's just, oh my goodness, this is so nice. Like it's one of those things, Cardamom also got ADHD, I guess.
Christopher will see how Cardamom reacts to his scritches and slowly turn to Tiny and just be like, do you want scritches? Is that what you do with pets? Do you want scritches?
Oh, you know what scritches are.
Oh, well, it's when somebody puts their hands on you, but nope, that's not it. It is when somebody does a come hither motion under your. No, that's also not it.
What's hither mean?
And instead of explaining, because Christopher clearly has no way with words, she's like, just wait. And he like clunkily walks over and touches his hand. And he's like, there you go, and starts scratching under her chin.
You see Tiny like freeze first. Like, this is a new sensation. Their ears do magical things. Their ears emote for them because their face is frozen, but the ears are like, the fuck? Oh, what's this? And just they Tiny likes scritches. Tiny realizes that Tiny likes scritches. This is a new sensation for her. You got so you think a couple more times. Sugar, you gotta socialize the baby. Is basically what I'm trying to say. You need to socialize her.
No.
I can't emphasize this enough. She's not a day old.
Oh.
You don't know how much time has passed, but like I just in your heart of hearts, you're like 18 hours? You're like it's like that's the vibe. She's a baby.
Got it.
Yeah.
Baby. Okay, well, he will scritch and then turn to the other two people in the party, people, and just be like, anyways, so I'm Chris, I'm Christopher, and Oh, you really like it. Okay. And anyways, I'm not usually like this. I know, hard to believe. I'm usually better. But the point is that something happened to me, and if I could travel with you guys to the nearest city, maybe I could. Oh, right there. Anyway, I could probably figure out why I'm like this, and that would be like really cool. I can offer full transparency, probably not much, but I can offer tiny, and that could be fun.
There's
I
no transaction or anything along those lines needed. We are all just attempting to figure out what's going on as well as with these lands, and it seems that most of this group is not from these lands proper, so if there's anything that I can do, if anything, I certainly will try.
He will look her up and down and just be like, well, my leg's tiny. Nothing against you. But my leg's small, and you guys are very tall, so anybody that has pockets, you see what I'm getting at, can just like plop me in there. I'm still not used to walking.
Certainly.
So that could be something.
At the moment, we
Nothing against you
are
then.
getting ready to rest. At this point, I'm sure most of you have been traveling for a little bit. I'm not sure if either of you are hungry or need something to eat. We have some things, little rations here and there. But Aisha has so graciously offered to extend first watch, and we'll leave first daylight.
Yeah, this seems so familiar. And for a moment, his voice will sound a little sad before being like, yeah, that works. Tiny, sorry. Tiny, do you need food? Do you want food? Do you want to take them off on their offer? You can, I'm assuming.
Well, I've never eaten before. I don't feel hungry.
Okay.
I'm so proud
Tiny's
of you
like
for
really Tiny's like really close to you, Christopher. So like, she'll whisper, "I don't know what hungry is."
You know what? I actually have a great way of figuring that out for you. Do you guys have food? Can she sniff something? Usually the hunger comes once you like smell something delicious. That's how it used to be for me. And he
I
like
immediately pull out some
he whisked
pocket
away.
cheese and
Tiny.
offer pocket cheese.
You're still close to them, so Tiny can just like, very shyly, kind of make her way to your hand. She'll sniff your hand first, then she'll sniff the cheese. And she looks so confused about the cheese. She'll take a little nip of it and realize. Oh, wait, actually, what does she realize?
What does she realize?
That cheese smells weird, but tastes pretty decent. So she will eat some of the cheese. You can assume that she's neutral about cheese, but she definitely is not a fan of the smell. But the taste is pretty fine, and congratulations, it's the first thing she's ever eaten. So she's
Do you like it?
I think so.
Do you feel like it's something you need?
No.
Oh. Well, that's good.
Thank you anyway.
Of course.
If she had
I will give her
hands.
little tiny squitches as well.
Oh
if
my
she
god.
lets me.
Oh
Just a
yeah.
little smidgen.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit.
It's like the head like kind of not flinches but like shies a little bit away from your finger but moves back up to let you do it. And like you if she had hands, she'd be like this, like she'd be like that. Like she doesn't want to ask for it.
Hey, we're kind of the same. I'm a fox too. I just look different right now.
It's wild.
My tail is just like swishing.
Her tail is too.
Yes, 2
Christopher
foxes in
will
the party.
just-
Fuck yeah.
Christopher will just look in absolute bewilderment, which I'm not sure will show on his face, but he's just like whisper, like just as Tiny did, but in his voice he's just like, "That's crazy," and then he will turn towards the others, and it's just like, So, anyways, who may all of you be? And he gestures lankily.
So the rest of your little night, day. You guys introduce yourselves. You get those pleasantries and awkward small talk, out of the way. Aisha, you said you're gonna do first watch, right?
Yes, I am.
Does anybody else want to attempt a second or third watch?
Yeah. I think Maria is just like in various stages of just like packing things and like whatever. So I think she'll go next.
Christian, Mario, did you say yes to having pockets for Christopher?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I think based on that, Christopher will try to be awake during your shift as well, just for solidarity and like because he will try to stay close to his carrying opportunities. But he will absolutely fall asleep.
Word.
1,000.
Excellent.
Actually, Christopher, you're dead tired. Is something that
I'm sure.
yeah, when you have a moment to when you have a moment to actually like rest, sleep comes for you. Like
Nice.
hard.
And I come
hard.
for it too.
You are like I will say like your whole body is a little cradled by Tiny, who needs to wrap herself up to sleep.
Stop.
So like, Tiny stays close to you regardless, but like
We're cinnamon rolling it.
you cannot take a watch. I'm gonna let you know that right now. A lot of stuff has happened to you. You cannot take a watch. If anybody else really wants to after Aisha, though, be my guest.
Yeah, I will also take a watch. Doesn't matter when for Ellie. She will volunteer.
I'll go second.
Okay,
I'll
so
go
first,
third
second, third. Christopher, 0. You can't. I think the rest. It's very obvious. Like this puppet's tired. The eyes close.
The puppet sleeps.
He doesn't breathe. It's literally Andy's home, like just like honest to God, inanimate. It's a turn of events is the best way to put it.
Do the puppet's eyes close?
Yeah,
Okay.
they are like the sort of similar to the ballpoint dolls, but they actually have a lot of joints.
Yeah.
Christopher's make seems to actually have a lot of joints. Christopher can definitely emote better than a wooden puppet could. When you're shocked, your mouth voluntarily drops open. That's another fun part. So it opens like that, up down, up down, up down. Doesn't like like you're stuck in a forced smile, but like up down, up down. And ironically, your eyebrows move, but also only up down, like a windshield wiper that goes up halfway. You have joints in all your fingers though. You can do finger stuff. You can do this.
You can do
like,
finger
you
stuff.
can move it. Your wrists move. Your ankles move. You have toe joints. And then afterwards it's on the legs like these. Elbows, shoulders, neck, head, like those are like where all your joints are located. Ironically though, not much in the back department, which is why you bend like an L.
The important thing is that the puppet's eyes are closed while he's sleeping, and it's not just like a blank, like 1,000-yard stare all night.
Yeah. The puppet's eyes.
And Even if I did, I would be looking right at you. Don't you worry.
I would put a bag
I
over
have
your face.
you in my sights.
It'd be hilarious though if you turned in your sleep and like one eye stays open. God.
Yeah.
Do we
They
have
close.
to do checks, Aki?
I would like all three of you to make a perception or fortitude. Actually, Aisha, you're the only one who should make perception. The other two, make me fortitude first. Then, depending what you get, will be perception.
Okay, my
And
perception is
fortitude is staying awake.
my perception is a 20.
Fortitude.
19.
Ooh, lucky. 23 for fortitude.
So you both will be able to wake up when you're awoken. Please make perception rolls.
Okay.
And Aisha, the way you do it is you see nothing. Nothing alarming. This whole fucking wood area is alarming, okay? The mist, the fog is still kind of circling you. Kind of like you're in the eye of the storm. Do you feel safe? You feel as safe as the fire is warm. But is it just, it's a fire. It can be taken out. And so that is how easily you can lose your safety. That's how you feel. But you see nothing, you hear nothing. The puppet creeps you out the most. And then you can wake Maria up and go to sleep safely. Maria, what did you get for perception?
23.
You also see and feel very similar things. It is quiet. It's a nice quiet, actually, for you. Because I think a lot of your quiet times have not been very pleasant. In your, for as long as you can remember, which is not very long. So you have some moments to yourself. You can do things like if you want to continue making perfume, if you want to maybe brew some tea, or maybe make yourself comfortable.
I would love to make some perfume, actually. With like, I think I have just like some wild herbs in general, like kind of.
Yeah, for sure. Just for me, make a crafting roll.
I would love to. 17.
Yeah, you can make yourself a little bit of perfume. It's not impressive, and that's simply because you don't have nice bottles. You don't know how fresh your ingredients are, but like it's enough where the scent can mask what you currently smell like.
Yeah.
It does its best. It's a little strong, so like if you're walking by, people can definitely smell you, but thank God they can smell the perfume and not the shit.
Huge.
Yeah. So I would say you have enough of that to last you a couple days, and then afterwards you might need to. It depends on how much you use. You are a much wildly bigger person, and you would need more, right? So this enough will like last you a couple days, and if you get to a town, like I'll let you. There are definitely things that you can buy, better bottles, bigger bottles, more ingredients. So just as a, like a
Awesome.
heads up for you, you want to keep making perfume and investing in making nice things for yourself, you totally can. And now it's Ellie. Ellie, what did you get on your perception?
I got a 21.
21.
Should I roll for Cardi as well or no?
You could, because Cardi would be awake around the same times as you. So I guess it would be. Did you wake Cardi up to join you on
Yeah,
this walk?
he would. I would want him to stay with me. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you can roll for Cardi as well. Cardi has stats found in pets.
I got it.
Probably. Yeah.
Is that what is that? I think that's a 3. So he only got a 10.
Cardi is still
He's
sleepy. Cardi's sleepy. Cardi is still. You've noticed it before. You're pretty sure you can confirm it now. Cardi is kind of disoriented with everything that's going on. There is a lot of magic around. There's probably a lot of magic that pertains to Cardi's nature being a psychopomp. So death.
Yeah. A lot of death around.
Yeah.
He's probably
And-
distracted by that.
Yeah, and you would definitely notice that Cardi is the most interested in Christopher. Which you can make me a society check to see if you have heard of Christopher Inkwolf before, because you are a bard, and I believe you're from
am
Frankfurt.
also- I am.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's just an 11 on that one.
It is the feeling of being on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't recall anything. Inkwolf is what sounds familiar, because Christopher, there's so many fucking Christophers. You're
Right.
surprised that you can't call him Chris yet. You know, like it's one of those vibes. But Inkwolf, you're pretty sure. You're like, I've heard about you. I don't know what you've done. Mhm.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe it'll come to me at a later time when I'm not sleepy.
yeah, that too. Lots of things. But Cardi is very interested in Christopher. Cardi cannot tell you why they're interested, though. Cardi still stays
I'm
quiet.
taking note, and I will be observing to see why.
And then at some point, you fall asleep too.
Oh.
You're not sure why. You're not tired. You woke up fine. You were doing something else, and suddenly you're just asleep. You feel your body lie down, perhaps against your will, and then you close your eyes and sleep.
Oh no.
Now you can all make me perception checks. The DC will be higher now.
Me again?
Everybody. Because now it's
Oh,
y'all
okay.
wake up. Can y'all will yourselves awake? Because I think the sensation you now feel is, you ever like know when you're supposed to wake up, but you're just like, oh fuck no, I don't want to get up from bed. I don't want to open my eyes. That kind of vibe, that kind of feeling. You are muted, Joe. Uh-oh. Yeah, I can't hear you, Bub.
Oh,
Okay,
There
there you go.
There you go.
aha. Nice. Okay, cool. Anyways, I have to make up for my net 1 because I was in net 20.
Okay, that's good.
Let's
20.
go.
Is it? Is there a tiny puppet running around? Wake up!
I got a 2 on the die. I will not be waking up.
You will not be waking up.
19.
19.
26.
26. All right, here's what y'all feel that Aisha, you are but holy fuck, it's just not working. You know you should be awake. You want to be awake. You cannot open your eyes. You
I stayed up for the first watch. I've been awake. I was awake the longest.
yeah. But it's just, you should be awake by now. That's the feeling. You know you should be awake. It's like hearing your alarm clock, but there is no alarm clock going off. It's almost as if you're like, you can actually tell. You know your quills aren't keeping you like stuck to the ground. And even then, why would your quills affect your eyes? You know, it's one of those things. You don't have the strength to move right now. The rest of y'all, except for Christopher. This next part's really weird because you feel the same thing, like energy sapping. Not energy sapping, but it feels like you have glue all over your body, and so getting up is difficult. Opening your eyes feel like a chore. Except Maria, you feel a tugging around your neck where you know your holy symbol is, and that's what gets you up. That's what gets you moving. You don't even need to hear Lamashu's voice to tell you to get up. because she has been. She has very frequently been telling you when to wake up. More so reminding you that you have a day you can do things on this day. You don't need it this time. So you grab your holy symbol, and there is a wolf in your face. You won't be prone though. I'll let you know that. You scare him. There's a wolf in your face trying to take your holy symbol from you. Ellie, you are up a lot faster.
Mhm.
And boy, oh boy, is there another wolf pissing on the campfire.
What?
Christopher, you're up. You see all of this happen around the same time. The other two get up a little bit before you, but you are up. You can walk. You can walk just fine. And you see that Aisha is have you ever seen somebody have a nightmare? And you see like their body like twitches and moves and their head and they're sweating. That's kind of what it looks like is what's happening to Aisha right now. And for your nat 20, I will give you a free action to aid her when it comes to her trying to get up. Yes, Ellie.
When I see the wolf at the fire, can I haunting him it?
Yeah. Everybody roll initiative.
Okay.
I gotta do that twice. Oh my goodness. Also for the record, Cardamom and all your familiars, Eidolons, whatever, they share
Okay.
your initiative.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's great because I rolled amazing. How do I have a +0 to initiative?
Is that the new
What
thing?
No, you should add your perception to initiative.
I see.
Perception, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Like, you can add any stat to initiative as long as you can justify it. Like, if you're sneaking up on someone, you can roll stealth for initiative, but the default is perception.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a 27.
I got a 27.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Let's
Yeah,
go.
but these are how these things work.
We are God.
Yeah, no, totally, guys. That is super how it works. So since we can choose what we add to these rolls, can I try to be sneaky and deceiving and add deception?
If he's pretending to be a puppet,
Right?
Would
no,
wolves-
yeah,
I see
yeah.
a case for it.
And when you sleep, you look inanimate. You look like an object. You do not have a smell, actually. Like, you don't have that scent of living. They would not. The only interest they would actually have in you is a chew toy. But also, you're not that appealing as a chew toy. There's no satisfying, mouthfeel. You're, you are. Oh my God. You can do
unlocked.
Yeah, you can do deception, actually. I would allow it.
Okay. Sweet. That is then a not natural 20. Also, I never thought I would be concerned about my character's mouthfeel until this session, so thank you. That is something now that I will have in my brain space forever. Every character I'm just like, what mouthfeel do they have? Thanks, Aki.
You're welcome.
my initiative is a 19, by the way.
Let me. Okay, well, that's fine. You said 19, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get this started. So Maria, Ellie, you both rolled the same thing. You guys can choose who would like to go first, but since
you were
I was
gonna
gonna say-
do haunting him, go for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you can haunting him right now. Haunting him, I believe, is a fortitude save on my part. Correct.
Yes.
Awesome. So that's 2 actions. As a reminder, that means you have 1 more action left on your turn. I'm going to not use my phone because I remember that those fucking stats are right here. And I'm gonna roll the save. What do I have to beat?
Oh, God.
It's
What
your
is
spell DC.
my spell DC. I'm so sorry. 17?
17?
I think that's
Are
right.
you-
DC
Yep.
17? Yeah.
Yep, Wolf 1 fails. So you may roll that damage.
Okay. That is 1d8. That's a 5 on the die.
Awesome.
I don't think there's any bonus. No, there's not. Just 1d8.
No bonuses yet. So what does haunting him look like?
Well, because I don't have my loot ready, I probably hum a creepy little tune and bolt.
Bolt. Your humming disrupts this wolf. This wolf has pissed on the fire. The fire is not out, but it happened. That's how you kind of woke up. You woke up and you saw it. You caught it in the act. 1 second. What is this? And you said how much damage was it? 5?
5, correct.
Sonic damage. Okay, well, it didn't crit fail. All right, you see its ears go down, but it is still up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with my last action, am I able to get up onto my feet?
Yes. I would say it's because you rolled so high on the perception and whatnot to
Mhm.
be awake, to wake yourself up. You can still move like half your movement speed if you want to move back or away from it at all.
Yeah, I do.
hmm you may do so. So you just move back, and that will be your whole turn.
Do I do anything with cardamom on my turn or no?
So the way it works is that you both share the initiative and you share the actions. So
So
things you
either
can
I act
do,
or he acts, basically.
or you can act together. That is something summoners can do. And when you
Okay.
act together, it would be like, let's say, what you just did. You wanted to act together, you 2 action haunting him. Cardamom would automatically get 1 action. If
Okay.
Cardamom is doing 2 actions, you automatically get 1. You can
Understood.
also just 1 it. That's another thing. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm good.
No worries. Okay, Maria, your turn.
I'm going to change shape, taking up my concentration into what appears to be from a more bipedal, veiled appearance, taking on something more akin to the stance of the wolf itself. So that's taking my 1. I'm going to go after the one that is being engaged with Ellie, and I'm going to attack it with my jaws. I have a jaw attack with my beastkin shape. So I'll do that first, and then I'll get into the last action that I have. That is a 19 to hit.
19 to hit, you will hit. Please
Okay.
roll for damage. You are attacking the one that was in front of Ellie, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And with my jaws comes a horrid 4 piercing damage. It kind of comes as obviously a very sudden, maybe not fast necessarily, but like a very visceral transformation that people are welcome to see if they are trying to focus on one thing or another. But it just seems to be like a very peaceful sort of crawling down onto haunches and then sort of becoming more comfortable with no longer standing, and suddenly just like jumping face first into this wolf in front of me, engaging this other beast. It's very natural, but still in that very horrific way, and seeing the different parts of Maria's skin that become elongated, more apparent that the flesh is wrong, is warped even. I do 4 points of piercing damage, and is there something along the lines? Yes, so I would like to do like an intimidating sort of like warning.
Like to demoralize it.
Yeah. If I could make
yeah.
an intimidation check.
Yeah, intimidation. And that would be your last action.
Yes. That is a 17 to this piss wolf in front of us.
Yeah, you just make it. It from being slightly disoriented from the haunting him to now being full on, like, you bit it. You do successfully intimidate this wolf. It looks like it will back down, but
it hasn't left the site.
It has not left. No. If anything, you guys have flanked it, is the best way to put it.
Excellent.
So now it's well, one, it's its turn, and two, now it's thinking of the best course of action. I'm gonna do something for it, actually. It will spend 1 action to disengage from both of you. If you had attacks of opportunity, you cannot take them. And then it'll spend another to dash away. But it instead of running away, it runs to its partner, the other wolf that is there, the wolf that looks very healthy and very aggressive. And I think that's all it's gonna do for now. Actually, it's gonna hold its action if someone were to come towards it to attack. Yeah, that's what it'll do. Christopher, shit's going down.
Yeah, it sure is. It'd be going. We're going down. I think. See, you're putting me in a predicament here. That is that he is so tiny and he does not know how to use his body, but he also now has magic that he didn't have before. So I'm wondering if I can attempt to accidentally cast magic in the face of fear and death.
Yeah.
Are they on the character sheet? No.
Oh, you have
right?
Christopher. You do also have, and yes, I posted your character sheet in your chat, and in your DMs. They're in both. You do have with your nat 20. I did tell you that you had a free action to wake up Aisha if you wanted to, because you were closer to her.
Yes, I do want to do that. I do want to use that extra action to wake up.
How are you gonna wake her up?
Christopher will hear commotion and then, like, I guess army crawl over if he's not like close enough because he's tiny, and he would do, I feel like, what would make sense to him as a human, but it doesn't really work as a puppet. He will attempt to take her by the shoulders, which obviously is probably just one shoulder, and then like the chest, and just like weakly shake and just be like, "My God!" Which would work if he's like a human, but I don't think it really gives as much effect as a puppet.
It definitely does. What it does is that it will send the sensation to Aisha that now something is pulling on the collar of her coat. Something small. And, like, I'm pretty sure you can guess that it's Christopher. But, like, how uncomfortable is that? Just, the puppet is on you. Because you have to... you are small. You have to get on her to do this motion that you are explaining of. So for you, you're like, wake up! Like, you're trying to help. For Aisha, this motherfucker, walking and talking, this Pinocchio is on you, on your chest, probably standing. You don't know where they've been. Doing this on your clothes, and it's just, I think you can wake up by sheer disgust.
It's like, all right.
River dancing.
It's just unpleasant, you know. Tiny little wooden shoes now pressing up against your like collarbone and stuff.
I'm awake. What's...
And then the first thing you see is its face.
Listen, you and me both, man. I didn't choose this. I look better usually, okay?
Christopher, you still have 3 actions. You said you wanted to use a spell? Do you want to use a cantrip? What do you want to use, Boob?
I think he will do a cantrip, and it will be telekinetic projectile. And I think he will look around and actually, no, this is funny. I think he will reach out. I think we agreed that he had a sickle or something, like a little like small puppet sickle. Mm-hmm. And instead of like, he's so distraught that he like looks at the sickle and he like wants to like go for it, but he's so concentrated on like how he will kill a wolf in the small form that he accidentally like activates his magic and it like flows like projectiles
You're gonna
to
throw the
the
sickle
wolf.
with
Yes.
okay, cool. So you need to make a spell attack roll. Right on your sheet where your spells are, you will see spell attack +8, but like it looks like a little sparkle
Yes.
on the thing. Yeah, that's your spell attack roll. That's what you use to make these kind of rolls.
That's a 26.
Oh fuck. Okay, you almost crit. You did not crit. You were very close. Your little sickle for people to understand the size. Is the size of a hoop earring. Honestly, I don't even think it's pointy. Like, I mean, it's pointy, but I don't think it's like, sharp. I don't think it can give you like a paper cut. You have to really try to hurt someone with this. What does it look like as you're with magic? This is your first spell ever. What does it look like?
A wooden hand reaches out towards the sickle, and even though his face usually doesn't emote, his eyebrows draw very much down, and his mouth is very much shut, very concentrated. And as he reaches for it, it just slips out of his hands and flies towards, in very uncoordinated ways, kind of like how Krista was on Tiny. It flies towards the wolf. And
which wolf? The wolf that's already injured, or the wolf that is aggressive still?
The one that is already injured.
Okay.
And he will let out a very not manly yelp, and try to back away as it flies, and he watches it go, and he's just like, "Oh my fucking god, I'm magic!" And he just watches it fly into the wolf.
Can you roll damage for me?
Yeah, it is plus the spell modifier. Is that plus the 8 again?
No, your spell modifier should be like a plus. Where are you? Sorry, 1 second.
You're a witch, so it's your intelligence modifier.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Not much.
No, it's a lot. You're a witch. It's +4, so it's +4 to the D.
Oh, cool. To the D6, that's a 9 then.
9. Shit. With at a speed and like velocity that you are unaware that you could do in this form, this little sickle hits the wolf like on the temple, and like once again, it is the size of a hoop earring, and then you throw it. It would do nothing. Okay, it would do. Have you ever been hit by an earring? A hoop earring is literally smooth all the way around. Okay, it will do nothing. But a giant slicing gash appears on the side of its face. You take out an eye, and you bring that wound all the way down to its mouth. And it whimpers. It is beyond bloody. It's almost dead. You have one more action. You have one more action.
I think he will stare in disbelief, and I think with that one action, Tiny is around, right? Like, I'm assuming Tiny is like somewhere. I think he will climb on Tiny to see if he can ride away from the ground, so he's higher up.
So I will say that it will take your action to get to Tiny and
That's
to
fine.
mount Tiny, and that will be
Okay.
your final thing. But you are on Tiny, perfectly fine, and you feel like a hum come from Tiny. You used magic for the first time.
Yes.
Tiny looks more alive to you now, as you have used magic. Tiny is a being of magic, of your magic, so it's you understand that it is resonating with you, kind of like in fucking Soul Eater.
Nice.
Yeah, it resonates with you.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's all three.
That is, yeah. He's just very shell shocked and on Tiny, and if anything, he just whispers, "Yo, did you see how cool I was? I was pretty cool. Did you see how cool I was? That was pretty
so
noble of me
fucking
to do.
cool."
I'm just saying, yeah, man, it was so fucking cool.
You feel better. By the way, I forgot to mention that. That's what I was thinking of. You feel better. You felt like kind of like shit before. Kind of feels good now. You feel.
I feel good, and I'm badass.
Yeah,
guys,
your
don't worry
ego,
about it. I
your
got this.
ego back up, but also just like in general, you feel better. If you were feeling sick all day, you feel better, like chicken soup, like that kind of vibe. When you drink chicken soup, when you're sick,
Like chicken soup?
yeah, like chicken soup.
Yeah,
for the
like
soul,
chicken
but-
soup. Sure.
Don't you don't
Aisha,
know
it's your
chicken
turn.
soup?
Aisha, it's your turn. You're awake, but you're on your back.
Yeah. I think I hear the growling and I hear the chaos, so I scramble up to my feet. My weapons and armor were fully laid out on the ground beside me, so I'm gonna pick up my hammer.
I'm gonna say it's one action to get up and pick up your. So together, you can do it together.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have 2 actions left.
I'm gonna sudden charge.
Fuck it, go for it.
I'm a fighter. That's what we do. I sudden charge.
Mm-hmm. I can take away actions from you, but it's not gonna matter.
So that is a 25 to hit the uninjured wolf.
You crit.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll a d12 and then double it.
Mm-hmm.
No joke. That's it. I rolled a 12 plus 4 is 16, so double that. So it's 32 damage.
Tell me, how do you completely eviscerate this wolf?
I think I'm just I basically grab the hilt of my hammer as I am getting to my feet. I am running with the hammer low to the ground, so it's like almost dragging. And then when I stop, just all of my momentum just carries it forward into the side of this wolf and just crush its ribs.
This wolf, you send this bitch partially flying, because I would like to think that you went very over its HP. I think as you cut it and send it flying, its body just rips. So some of it goes over there and other goes right there. It's not pretty, but it's kind of fucking really awesome. Especially since that's just one thing. What the fuck? The other wolf that is super injured did hold its action for something like this, and is gonna use it to run away. But you have attack of opportunity. You're not engaged with it, but you are close. So if you'd like to take it,
If it runs away, I'll let it run away.
You'll let it run away? Okay, it's running away. Away. You're pretty sure not coming back away. Leaves a blood trail and everything. It's injured, it's wounded, whatever. I was so worried about this combat, I should have thrown a fucking third one at you. Oh my god! I'm joking. You guys are safe now. Or
Yeah.
rather, combat is over.
That's level 1 fighters.
Oh, fuck. fucking fuck.
Let's go.
That was insane. That was really cool. All of this has happened in rapid succession. Bria, you are in a very bestial form. But in this form, you feel more connected to your goddess than ever. You hear her voice as clear as day. You do not need to make any rolls to speak to her in this form unless you are in, let's say, a place of different worship or particularly desecrated holy grounds. You know, things that are more supernatural in this case. She will speak to you. In her voice is snappy, but she's not angry with you or with your people. It's more so you get the feeling that you're no longer safe. And she will say, you need to leave. And you will do it now.
Yes, I will.
You all have about 5 minutes in like game time to pack up your shit and leave. The fire is still lit, but that warmth, that light, it feels like it's being sapped away. It's still lit though. It's turning cold. And you could all make religion checks. I will also take occult or arcana. If you'd like to understand what's going on, I'll say you're doing this while you're fucking hauling ass though.
21 religion.
I will take. Oh, I'm better at religion actually. Okay. 24 for me and. Oh God, what is his arcana? I mean religion. I don't think he has a religion skill.
Yeah, it might not be there.
Never
It's
mind.
okay. You don't really have to
21
roll
for
for
me.
Cardi. Yeah.
Okay, 21 for me.
Dirty 20 for me from occultism.
Aisha, you gonna roll anything, or are you good?
I'm not gonna beat that. I'm good.
Yeah, in different various summarizations from all of you, you can tell that whatever protection was from the fire has been tainted and it's gone. Maria, for you, you know that well, the wolf did apparently piss in it. And
It was
that's
tainted.
just, yeah, it was tainted. However, I will give you that you are pretty sure that the wolves being let in
Yeah.
was in fact by Lamashu, but you're not sure why she let them in. And Ellie, with you also did religion.
Yeah.
Then you would basically kind of feel and perhaps understand the same thing based on what you know with like from Vistani teachings. A lot of them do also worship Lamashu, and then you would understand that Lamashu is the mother of monsters, and so anything that goes to her that seeks comfort from her would have her protection, her
regardless of intent, as long as it's a monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically like that. Boo. You're all traveling together, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna swap books. You go into the mist, or rather the mist comes to you as the camp is kind of becoming the circle, the ring of protection gets swallowed up by thin mist not rather than the deep, deep fog. You all do your best to stay together.
I pick up Christopher at some point. I sort of raise back in myself into my still extremely tall form, but bipedal this time, and I just sort of like very gently pick up Christopher with like long, elongated fingernails, blood encrusted, and just sort of like put you in like a little apron pocket that I have. And then Tiny can like kind of maybe I'll like just put around my shoulders or something along those lines. Tiny probably can walk around however they'd like, but she's just like, maybe Tiny also needs help. Tiny looks like they need help all the time. Maybe this is helping.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what she does. So like,
Tiny is not scared of you in the slightest.
love that.
Aw.
Like a little scarf, a little fox scarf.
I was gonna say Tiny is long enough to be a scarf for you, actually. You and your weird, meshy, fleshy, fucked up
Yeah.
neck. Tiny is big enough or long enough to do so.
Great.
Solid.
And Christopher's in the pocket. Christopher, you can't smell
Use a
anything.
pocket, Christopher.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know right now. You can't smell anything. That's something you've noticed.
You don't
You're
smell
very
the
close.
stank.
You're very, very close to someone else. You're literally in their pockets. You cannot smell anything. You do not have that sense. Or if you might have it and it's just turned off, that's the weird part you got to figure out later. But right now, you don't smell anything.
You know what? And I'm pretty sure I have never been more grateful to not smell anything in this pocket. Given that it's probably a quite roomy pocket for a tiny pocket. Or am I poking out? Or am I,
You're
like, in the
poking out.
pocket?
You're poking out pretty easily like this, I would say.
Sweet.
Your
we'll
knees
be
are
like-
probably bent, by the way. Like you're probably like sitting like cross-legged or something like that, right? Because it's a pouch. You're you're joeyed. Maria's a kangaroo, and you are joeyed at this point.
Nice.
So you're just sitting. You're sitting real nice. You're chilling. This is kind of pleasant. You're not like swinging like crazy. If Maria starts running, then then that might be an issue. But otherwise, you're chilling actually.
Let's
and I
aim
just-
for a very brisk walk then, okay?
Yeah.
Mush.
What is the marching order of y'all? Christopher, you don't really get a choice because you're on.
I think I have to go first because I'm the one with the direction.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to be behind Maria.
And Aisha on the rear. Is that good?
Yeah, I can bring up the back.
Makes sense.
Oh
Yeah,
my
don't give
God.
it back to me. Ha 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 ha.
I'm playing lute while we walk.
That's nice. You have the comfort of a lute. You do not need to roll to know that there are no wolves among you anymore.
I don't smell them.
No smelling, no hearing. You don't even see territorial marks. And that's the weirdest part. Because if you're in Vallaki, if you're near Vallaki, should be fucking everywhere at this point. And then the weirdest thing happens. The fog spills out of the forest to swallow up the road behind you. And ahead, jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road, are high stone buttresses looming in the gray fog. Huge iron gates hang on the stonework. Dew clings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. Two headless statues of armed guardians flank the gates, their heads now lying among the weeds at their feet. They greet you only with silence. And you see... Ellie, you would know this. These are the gates to Barovia. Somehow, you walked around all of this, went south, and come out around the last time you saw the gates, Ellie. It was a few months ago when you were entering.
Yeah. And this is where I was before I got separated from the caravan, right? I was outside.
You were
of
a little,
Barovia.
yeah. You were actually on. You passed the village.
I very abruptly stopped playing, and I'm like, how are we outside of Barovia now? Mist, right? I guess.
Oh.
Traveling without the caravan is so weird. She just kind of looks around.
We were at Vallaki. We were in the...
Yeah.
If you
this
pull
place
out your
sucks. This place sucks so bad.
if you pull out your map at all, just to further fuck with you, you guys were literally in the middle of the map, basically.
Yeah.
And now you're all the way to the right-hand side. If you need a specific, like, point, you're at E.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or rather, you're close to E. When you walk, as you continue to walk, you will
East or west?
approach. Yeah, you will continue to approach the village if you continue to walk. But when you turn behind you, oh, that fog is very thick. It almost swallows the statues, and you are right by the statues. It's as if the fog is pushing you now in.
Do I see any sign of the caravan around town?
You see, if you look to the floor, you will see the very well traveled wheel tracks. So you know that several caravans kind of just come in and out, in and out.
Okay.
So I mean, you can surmise that Vistani will be around. You know that you are very familiar with the village of Barovia, by the way. You would know a few things. So you know that the best way to get help, the next point of civilization, is to keep going. Oh shit.
This is where the blood of the vine is, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Like couple things you would know. Like you know who runs the it is the Blood of the Vine Tavern. You know where certain locations are within the village. You know, like, who trades with Vistani. You know who the burgomaster is. It's very, very, very simple things like that. But you know that the nearest point of civilization right now is actually to continue through the gates and into, or rather onwards to the village.
Well, at least it's a place I'm familiar with. I know a fair bit of folks here. Spent a fair bit of time here, so shall we continue forward, even though it's very disorienting and strange that we're here?
I mean, we needed a place to get answers, and this is a place where we might be able to get answers, so good enough for me.
If the Vistani are here, we will definitely get answers, I hope. Maybe.
This would be the place.
Sorta.
I appreciate your swelling confidence.
Well, I mean, a wolf attack did separate me from them before I ended up with you all, so I don't know where they are, but maybe another caravan's here.
Let's
She'll
hope.
just kind of puff up. Onward! Plays lute again.
Let's enter.
Yeah, we're going in.
I will march to the front of the pack this time. Better have the face at the face.
The face of the face. It takes you quite a bit of time to get there. Ellie, you'd understand that the caravans, like, being on them, traveling is so much easier. And that's just a matter of fact. As wheels, horses, like, it's just so much easier.
I'm making up a song about Barovia as we walk. It's not half bad. Am I going to tell you the lyrics? No, because I'm not a songwriter.
That's fine. You guys walk. You walk for hours until you start to see a few things. Tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. Tall shapes become more recognizable as the village dwellings. The windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except for mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets from a distance. I'm gonna just give you this real quick. Ellie, holy shit, it's dreary. It's more dreary than you are used to. Everywhere in Barovia kind of looks like it's under a weird state of depression. And honestly, now that you're not traveling with the caravan that has colors, prints, vibrant smells, music, just things, a community, honestly. And the village of Barovia is a miserable place without them. You do know little pockets of communities that exist here, but they're not really familiar with you. You're not that familiar with them. Without the Vistani kind of guiding you, this place looks really sad. You do know the location, though, of the tavern. You know the location of the nearest shop. It's actually the only shop that will trade with anyone. You know what else?
You said I knew the burgomaster. What's the burgomaster's name of the village of Barovia?
Yes, the burgomaster. 1 second. Jesus Christ. It's not Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh, that's the wrong book.
Oops, sorry.
No. You should know this. I just should have written it on the other book, but I wrote it on this one. Kolyan Indrovich. He's an orc. And you would be aware that he has a son named Ismark and a daughter. You don't know her name, but son and a daughter. You also know where the temple is. The temple of Sarenrae. You know the location.
Okay. I am recounting the details that I do remember about Barovia Village to my companions before we actually get to the village. So during the walk, I tell them all this.
The temple might be a good place to start.
Perhaps. Everything looks a little bit drearier than I remember.
One more thing to note, Ellie. The tavern is owned by Vistani. You know this.
And yes, definitely should go to the temple, I agree. It would be good if we could also stop at the tavern, not for revelry, mind you, but for who's there. It's owned by Vistani, so I would like to talk to them.
Eventual revelry.
Oh, yes, of course. That's my whole job.
All right.
So, tavern first?
Let's settle
Tavern first.
our bones.
Whichever is closer, yeah.
Yes.
We've been walking for a long time. It'd be good to sit down somewhere, maybe have a meal.
Yeah, we sure have been walking, he says, still poking out of the pocket.
It's on me.
You head over to the tavern. When you walk as a group, a lot of people are not out and about, and if they are, they take a look at Maria and they walk away or perhaps run even.
Oh.
Maria, I'm sorry.
Oh.
You know what you look like. And
It's all good.
these people are literally commoners. That's not even a class at this point. That is what they are. They are not equipped. There is no defenses here. And so when they see you, they are frightened. Would you like to try and cover up? Because there's no fucking way you can stealth here.
Yeah.
I will say you can cover up. Perhaps you put. Sorry, I just looked at this fuzzy babushka over here.
Yeah.
You start putting things, perhaps blankets, even around you, around your horns. If you have trouble getting them up, Tiny can slither up very easily and help you put everything else on you. And you look like a very large pile of laundry, but you know what? It works.
Yeah.
It works. You're covered up for now. Will people still be intimidated? Of course. You're like 7 feet tall and you are now a walking pile of laundry. But they at least don't run at the sight of you. Or close their doors very loudly and lock their windows. They don't do that, and you will approach the Blood of the Vine Tavern.
I just want to say that Christopher notices that obviously everything, and in an attempt to soothe Maria, he will gently pat
my boob,
the back of the pocket. I guess, like somewhere, whatever. If it's accidentally the boob, then that would be even funnier.
Yeah.
When you say apron pocket, is it on the chest or is it on the stomach?
Like both, basically. Like same thing.
So it is same thing. So like you're gonna be touching something.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he will stroke, I guess, or like pat and just be like
titty pat.
Titty pat. He was like, you will always be more beautiful on the inside than they will ever be on the outside, which is very sweet, I guess. But he's still patting the boob.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You feel tiny hand, tiny wooden hand. Pat on the
Thank you, Christopher.
Well endowed. Your mom did well.
Oh my god.
He's like, I don't know what to say.
Goodness. As you approach,
you do be a fuckboy. I don't know what to say.
Oh my
sorry.
Goodness. As you approach the tavern, a single shaft of light thrusts illumination into the main square. I'm reading from the book.
I'm sure it's thrusting.
Its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs, previously askewed, proclaiming this to be the Blood of the Vine Tavern. This book has a typo.
Okay, cool.
I've spotted typo. The tavern, for further visual reference, is about like 60 feet square. And it's, like I said, like a slanted sign. When you enter, it's very barren, save for 3 fletchling women that kind of sit on their own. Ellie, you know these 3 as Alenka, Mirabelle, and Sorvia. They are Vistani. They are sisters. They all have different features. Specifically, the one you know as Alenka is tall, and she wears a beautiful, like this like silk scarf. It's very light. It's very beautiful. It has, the work is done nicely, and it's actually like really the brightest thing besides the lights on. And she wears it kind of very loosely over her head. You can still see her long hair kind of like peer through it. It is just draped over with perhaps some jewelry or whatever, kind of pinning it to her head. Mirabelle is short, and she specifically wears her hair in traditional ribbon braids. And she just, it's like 2 specifically. And Sorvia is tall, masked, and butch with short curls. all three of them have the same. Well, I shouldn't say the same. It ranges in tones, but it is relatively similar blue-gray skin with yellowish eyes. The yellow is also quite bright, actually. And for reference, they all use she/her pronouns. You also know, or rather see, the barkeeper, who is this big old orc guy. Big in the sense of like really broad shoulders, short for an orc actually, when you think about it. But big orc man. And there's also, this is where my other book comes in. You would recognize him as Ismark.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And this is the Burgomaster's son.
Yes. Ismark kind of sits on his own as well, eating something warm, drinking something. Period. And that's what you see in this tavern. Real quickly, we are coming up on time. Do we want to end it here, or do you want to approach someone?
I think we can have like one solid conversation on my end. But yeah, I'm coming up on my cut.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have one. You guys will basically pick who you want to talk to. We'll do that, and then we'll end.
I'm happy to. I think Maria just sort of like shrugs and is like, I'm happy to let you, Elowen, sort of decide what course you'd like to take.
Okay. So I'll just kind of approach and say, hi ladies, good to see you again. It's really nice to see some friendly faces. How are you?
It's Alenka who kind of looks at you properly and then goes, "Oh, Elowen, right?
Yes.
What are you doing here? It's Madam Eva. You just left."
Well, I got separated from them and ended up very far away, and now I'm back with new friends. Have you seen the caravan recently after we left? Anybody?
No. Actually, you should all be outside of town. Where you
Yeah.
normally stay.
Right. Okay.
What happened, dear?
There were wolves and the mist, and I got lost. And I haven't been able to reunite with them yet.
That's unfortunate. And then Mirabelle will just kind of shoo her big sister away and just go, "Okay, well, don't know where they are exactly, but it's Madame Eva's caravan. She's always safe. She's a mystical woman, very powerful. You know this.
Yes.
So she should be where she usually goes." And Ellie, they are referencing like your caravan kind of has like
A stop
marked
point.
places. Yeah, like very common stop points. You were very close to your previous stop point as well.
Mhm.
You just stopped for the water, quite literally. It's
Yeah.
like maybe another day's travel you would have reached. You particularly know that on foot, it will take a bit longer to reach where the camp would be.
Okay.
If you show them the map, it's Sorvia will mark it for you, like
Okay.
the generalized location where it is, and you are familiar with it,
Yeah.
and you know it'll take maybe a day on foot.
I will very
get-
gently ask Maria for the map, because I probably don't have a map because I've been relying on the Vistani to guide me through Barovia. So yeah.
Yeah, you all kind of share Aisha's map. Maria, you once
I thought it
just
was
as a
Maria.
reminder.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's
Well,
it's
I
fine.
gave it to Maria.
Yeah, but Maria knows that this map looks different. Her village is not on the map anymore, so it's I would say it's going to be a joint effort to keep this map up.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. because you're familiar with the lands when you see them, but not on a map. Maria knows how to read a map and what the map looks like, and generally the locations of it. But lines have changed. And Christopher, I don't even know if you can read, boy. And
And in the
Listen, I'm
midst
here
of it
for the
all, I do
vibe.
introduce everybody as well. I want to
Map
add
literacy
that.
is a different game. Keys and
it
shit.
is a different game.
Very different game.
Aisha, also, you for sure know how to read a map. You're just not from here. Okay? You know, it's one of those vibes. You introduced everybody. These
Yeah.
sisters
I want to
introduced
pretend
themselves.
to be a doll. Sorry, I want to pretend to be a doll. So like very not talkative to anybody. I want to pretend that I am not sentient at all.
Do you let Ellie know that ahead of time? Otherwise, she will definitely still introduce you. And this
No, he doesn't. He's not smart. He
Okay.
would make you look like you lost your mind.
I mean, introducing a doll,
not react.
completely fine.
Yeah. Yeah, totally normal. Totally normal for Ellie to just introduce random inanimate objects. It's fine.
Oh, that is very true. I guess she's a very sweet person. He's used to assholes, I guess, but no, he will like not.
However, Alenka's gonna clock you on what you are.
Damn it!
Yeah, she
That's funny.
rolled.
Alright,
Yeah,
fine.
she rolled, and then if Ellie points it out, she will look and really study you. And for a minute, okay, all three sisters, they're fucking beautiful, actually. Alenka stares at you for quite some time. And I don't think you'd be creeped out by it. She stares at you with like a quirked brow, like she's literally studying you, and then goes, "Oh, that one's alive."
Yeah.
She wants you.
Oh.
A true love's kiss might make me human again.
Oh.
No, we're not doing that. I know, but I recognize your work.
What?
Yeah,
My work?
you look like a Blinsky toy.
Blinsky?
Blinsky. You look. I mean, you certainly look unique and all that, but you definitely look like one of his. He's like a really popular toy maker.
Who's speaking right now? This is Alenka?
Alenka,
Okay.
yeah, the oldest sister. The one with the silk scarf with all the patterns and work over her head. Yeah, you should be. Sorry, this is me double checking the location right now, because I did not think she would make that roll. If that makes sense. Should be. Yeah, okay, yeah. You would be, Blinsky is in Vallaki.
God damn it.
Really popular toy maker. So if you're gonna look for Madame Eva, which you should,
Yes.
you're gonna be headed towards Vallaki anyways, so you might as well make a stop there.
We will definitely do that. Thank you so much for the advice. She like refrains from over explaining the fact that they were literally just there. Got displaced by the mist. Because they probably know.
Aisha will just say, the mist doesn't seem to want us to go to Vallaki.
Oh. You see all three sisters kind of look at each other, and then the butch one, Sorvia, will kind of usher you guys to come in a little bit closer, and just you see her kind of put her hands around her mouth, like as if she's trying to hide her words. You don't know from what.
I'm leaning in very close.
And she goes, when you travel with Vistani caravans, the mist tends to listen to us, but the mist listens to Madame Eva the most. Don't know why. You might be luckier if you travel in bigger groups. If you go to Madame Eva, she can give you a fortune reading, and that will put you on a designated path.
Oh.
But you might need more people to go with you. And she will, like, it's subtle, but you are all very close in. You will see her move her hand, gesturing behind y'all, where Ismark sits. And we're gonna end right there.